Hi, Steve. This is Ashley with ZMOT. I wanted to show you how I'm going to build out your profile in the Chevy store for your service. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go to admin menu. And keep in mind that you won't have to build this every time. So once I have it built, you'll just have to select the profile. You won't actually have to build it, but I just want to show you how it is done in the first place. So once you go to admin menu, this 4 square is going to come up here. You're going to go to import contact. The first thing we're going to do is choose the file. You'll see down here where it says select profile. There's all these profiles that we have saved. So in the future, when you want to rerun this, you won't have to create a new profile. You can just choose it from here, and I'll show you how we're going to do that. So the first thing is we're going to select a file to upload. So I'm going to click Browse for my computer. I have this saved under Documents, and it's the March Retention Pine Belt. So I'm going to choose this, and I'm going to open it. The first thing we want to do is click Import Step 1. So a lot of these imports are done for sales. Yours in particular is not. So there's a couple things that we're going to do here. The first thing is it's going to ask us for entity type. This is an individual and not normally a company, so we're going to leave that there. Attach note to entity is not really important, so we're going to leave that at no. The individual source, I'm going to leave this as list import, and entity company source, I'm also going to leave it list import. Now you can change these to whatever you want. So if there's something that, if you want to put it as a manufacturer, or if you want to use this as a tracking code in some way, you can. Just keep in mind this is going to change it on the actual entity ID number. And we are using that entity ID number to track purchase predictors. So it's important that we probably just leave this alone. So one of the things that we're going to leave here is where it says override for existing, we're going to just say no and no. But we do want to enroll this into a campaign. So I built a campaign here. It's called overdue service. Unfortunately, this is not in alphabetical order, so we're going to have to search for it a little bit. You can see it's the very last one here, so overdue service. This is just that one phone call that you want out to these customers. After that one phone call, there is no additional to-dos that are going to be created. There's no emails. So we're just going to assign it to this campaign, which is overdue service. Now it's going to ask us if we want to create a sales event. I'm going to say no. Now, normally if this was a sales event campaign, we may do that, but for service, we really don't want to create additional sales campaigns for this or sales events opportunities to do business. Once we have that actual opportunity, we can create it. For right now, we're just going to leave that at no. Since we're not creating an opportunity here, we don't really have to worry about the assign to. Within the actual campaign, I've already assigned that campaign to round robin between your BDC service team. So this is just if we're creating a new sales event, who do we want it to be assigned to? Since we're doing this for service, we don't have to worry about that. We also do not need to worry about sales event description, source, status, or tracking code since we are not creating a new sales event. So I'm going to move over here to this next step, which is the forward arrow. When I click that, it's going to take us here. This might seem like foreign to you. Select column delimiter, specify text wrapper. The most important thing is that we're saving this file as a CSV file. When you save the file, which you can see right here, the most important thing is that it's saved as a CSV. And that in the headers here, there's no spaces, so you can see how Last name, it does not have a space. First name, it does not have a space. Also, within the header or the file name, there can also not be any spaces or special characters for this to work properly. So since we saved it that way, we're going to just move on to the next one. If you wanted, you can always click this eye if you want to kind of view how it's going to upload. From this space here, this is where you're going to see how you can match all of the information from the file to the dealer socket, either sales event or service event. So in this one, we have first name, which is matched up perfectly, last name, which is also matched up. If we had an address on the file, so we can take a quick look at this file, basically what we have is VIN, year, model, first and last name, address, city, state, phone, and email. So we want to match all these spaces up. If there's not a space, we may want to create a note where it would be in, but for most part, we're going to try to actually match this. So we know we have the first and last name. Let's go to address. We're going to match this up here. City and state are already set for us. Zip code. We're going to match this if we have one, which it looks like we don't. Phone number. I'm going to match this with the home number here, which is phone. Email address. And then any of the vehicle information. So I know that I have the year matched up. The make was not part of the file that you sent me, so we're going to leave that blank. The model is already matched. If we have a VIN number option, we would match that, which it looks in this case we don't. So what I can do is, if I wanted, I could actually insert that VIN number into this note. Now, I'm not going to do that only because we're not actually creating a new entity or a new event. The reason we decided not to do that is because when you and I spoke, we had talked about doing this on a weekly basis. So if we create new ones every single time, it's going to get a little backed up. So it's better for us to just set up that to-do and not set up the event. But if the event number becomes important, you got to let me know and I will find a place for us to put that. So I'm going to move on to this next step here by the forward button. And it's just going to give us a preview here of what this file is going to look like. It all looks good to me, so we're going to hit forward again. And it's just confirming with us what we're going to do. All of this looks good, so I'm going to hit one more time forward. I'm going to put in a profile name, which is going to be overdue service call. We're going to create this new profile. And it's going to upload. Now, the cool thing is the next time that you do this, you won't have to go through all of the steps that we went through. You will have to go through some, but the profile is already going to be saved and it's going to be pretty much a click through. I'm going to show you once this updates exactly how you're going to need to do it the next time when we go over this in the morning. So when you go here to admin menu, in the future, since this is completed processing, what you're going to need to do is go to import contact. You're going to upload the file. Once you have the new file uploaded on a weekly basis, you're going to go here to select profile and we're going to choose overdue service call. Then you'll just move through the process as normal, exactly how we looked over it in this video. If you have any questions, obviously give me a call. We're going to go through some of this tomorrow. We'll review to make sure that all of the ones that were imported tonight are looking the way that they should look in all of your BDC people's work plans tomorrow. If you have any questions, you can call me on my cell, which is 951 436 6472. Thank you.